What's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and we back at it. Back at it with another fights we didn't get to see. Yes, indeed, I'm back at it, man. If you like the content of this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. Check out my playlist right here on YouTube, where I cover fights in this Fight We Didn't Get to See series. Basically, fights that should have happened, you know what I mean? Between two contemporaries at the same time, at the same period, who are around in the same era, but for some reason they didn't get to fight each other. Could have been politics, could have been people not being able to make weight and have to move up. Could be somebody lost, and now that fight is not the fans ain't clamoring for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what we doing today? We doing fights we didn't get to see. Robert the Ghost Guerrero versus El Dinamita Juan Manuel Marquez. So the Ghost versus the Dynamite. Fight we didn't get to see. A fight that probably should have happened around 2011. You know what I mean? 2011 would have been ideal for this fight. If not 2011, 2012. So around 2011, 2012. You know what I mean? Robert the Ghost Guerrero. The Ghost is a good fighter. Don't get it twisted, man. What is he? A champion at what? Two-time champion featherweight. He's also a super featherweight champ. Both titles were IBF titles. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't get a title at 135 or 140, but he had an interim title at 147 at welterweight. You know what I mean? So the Ghost is a good fighter, man. Don't get it twisted. You know, the Ghost, he paid his dues. But El Dinamita, Juan Manuel Marquez, is a Hall of Fame fighter. You know what I'm saying? Would I consider Juan Manuel Marquez an all-time great? Arguably, you know, it's one of the best fighters of his era. You know what I mean? But a great fighter nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? So this fight should have happened around 2011, 2012. We didn't get to see it. And that was all on the man Juan Manuel Marquez. You know what I mean? Juan Manuel Marquez called the shots at the time. Juan Manuel Marquez was the lightweight kingpin, the king of 135 pounds. Got the lineal title on his waist, Ring Magazine title, holding two straps, WBA, WB titles. You know what I mean? Yeah, Juan Manuel Marquez was that dude at 135. To me, that's his best weight class. To me, I think that's where he was at his best. You know what I'm saying? If you know anything about Juan Manuel Marquez, actually at lightweight, that's kind of when he started to switch his style up. You know what I mean? He started to switch his style. He switched his style up just to see the money pile up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Juan Manuel Marquez. Now, rather than just being a technical fighter, you know what I mean? He became a vicious counterpuncher and also a crowd-friendly type of fighter. You know what I mean? A guy who's basically gonna have defense basically secondary, but his offense primarily is what would get him through fights. You know what I mean? Like I said, he was putting on shows at 135. You know what I'm saying? Being that come forward fighter, a fighter who's throwing punches and bunches and just, I don't want to say reckless, but it's a different type of fighter, Juan Manuel Marquez, at 135 than the guy who fought the likes of Manny Pacquiao the first time they fought, when he outboxed him just to get a draw, or when he fought guys like Derek Gainer, you know what I'm saying, or Orlando Salido, you know what I mean? That's a different Juan Manuel Marquez than the dude who was at 135 beating up guys like Joel Casamayor, you know what I mean? Michael Katsides, Juan Baby Bull Diaz. You know what I'm saying? That Juan Manuel Marquez was a all guts and glory type of fighter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like I said, he was the kingpin of that division. You know what I'm saying? He was the man at 135. Two straps. You know what I'm saying? WBO and WBA, light and the lineal and the Ring Magazine title. You check it. So Juan Manuel Marquez, you gotta give him his credit, man. At 135 was that dude. You know what I mean? And the fight didn't happen. Like I said, he was the kingpin. He could have made that fight happen. Guess what? The Robert the Ghost Guerrero was a mandatory. You know what I mean? Robert the Ghost was the mandatory for Juan Manuel Marquez's WBO title at 135 pounds. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You know, so Robert the Ghost Guerrero, man, he was waiting for his shot. You know, he even called out Juan Manuel Marquez. Um, because I remember he was a 135-pound champ. Um, not 135, 130-pound champ. You know what I'm saying? When he beat that dude, Joe Casamayor, he called him out after he beat Casamayor. You know what I'm saying? And even when he beat the dude Vicente Escobedo, he was calling out Juan Manuel Marquez. You know, really and truly, them fellas, the Ghost Guerrero was really chasing the man Juan Manuel Marquez. You know what I mean? Juan Manuel Marquez ain't fight the man even when he was a mandatory. You know what I'm saying? You know, Juan Manuel Marquez was a pound for pound at them times. I'm talking about top three, top five. You know what I'm saying? Between 3 and 5, he was a top pound for pound at them times. And even one point when Floyd Mayweather came back, he was number 2 pound for pound behind Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the man Juan Manuel Marquez ain't giving this guy Robert the Ghost Guerrero no shot. He's fighting all his other mandatories before he even fights his mandatory and the man Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? And you know guys like what's his name? Michael Katsidis, the guy from Australia. A great fight. One of Juan Manuel Marquez, my favorite Juan Manuel Marquez fights. You know what I'm saying? You check it. That fight was all guts and no and glory. You know what I mean? Yeah. So Juan Manuel Marquez was fighting all his other mandatories. He even fought the Juan Baby Bull Diaz in a rematch. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't fight the man Robert the Ghost Guerrero. And the Ghost chased this man from 135. Both of them skipped 140. You know what I mean? The Ghost did have a fight at 140 pounds when he fought Casamayor. And then he came back down to 135. You know what I mean? But he ain't stay there. You know what I'm saying? The Ghost moved up to 147, chasing the man Juan Manuel Marquez, who also went up to 147 pounds. Yeah, so with Juan Manuel Marquez, you know what I'm saying? Them fellas, he ain't give this guy an opportunity, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? And him giving Robert the Ghost Guerrero an opportunity to fight as a mandatory. But like I said, he's fighting all his other mandatories. You know, that was a damn shame. You know what I'm saying? Because that would have been made for a great fight in boxing history. You know what I'm saying? Really and truly. You know, a Mexican, a native Mexican versus um, what you call it, the Mexican American from Gilmore, California. You know what I mean? And you know, when you really look at it, and when you even think about it, look at the Ghost. The Ghost really emulated the man Juan Manuel Marquez throughout his career. Look at the Ghost Guerrero at featherweight and 130, and even 135 compared to the guy at 147. Robert the Ghost Guerrero was a very good boxer. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't that slugger fighting the likes of Kamagai or how he when he fought Andre Berto. You know what I'm saying? No, that's a different kind of Guerrero. So just like Juan Manuel Marquez, he switched his style up too to let the money pile up as he went up in weight. You know what I mean? So in a way, you could see it's like the guy emulated. You know, he emulated Juan Manuel Marquez, and why not, man? Why not? Juan Manuel Marquez is a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? Robert the Ghost Guerrero is a great fighter too. You know, but unfortunately, we didn't get to see that fight happen around 2012, 2011. I'm sorry, like about 2011 and 2012. You know, the guy Juan Manuel Marquez, he even got a shot at fighting Manny Pacquiao in the third fight in between that process. What's Juan Manuel Marquez gonna do? Face Manny Pacquiao in the third fight? A fight that I thought he got robbed. I thought Juan Manuel Marquez won that fight clearly. You know what I'm saying? Or should he fight his mandatory in Robert the Ghost Guerrero, who's a high risk, low reward? That's just the truth. That's what Robert Guerrero was bringing to the table. You know what I mean? You check it. So, Robert the Ghost Guerrero, man, let's get into it, man. That's why the fight didn't happen. Basically, Juan Manuel Marquez didn't give him an opportunity as the mandatory, and Juan Manuel Marquez moved up. He was chasing Pacquiao. Juan Manuel Marquez was chasing Pacquiao. Robert the Ghost Guerrero was chasing Juan Manuel Marquez. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think even that was in 2009. You know, even in 2009, Marquez fought Floyd Mayweather. So he had got some lucrative fights. You know what I'm saying? And Robert the Ghost Guerrero just was not going to bring that to the table. Now some may say, but he fought Michael Cassides. What's he going to bring to the table? Michael Cassides, as far as the matchmakers are concerned, and his number one mandatory position with the WBO, it's a crowd-pleasing type of fight that Marquez should win. You know what I mean? You check it. So that's why he fought those guys, but he didn't fight the man, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? So these guys have common opponents. Let's get into the matchup, man. Let's get into the prediction and the breakdown and prediction. You know, they both obviously have common opponents. Guys like Joel Casamayor, Michael Catsides, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And let's look at these fights, you know. Juan Manuel Marquez fought Joel Casamayor before Robert Ghost Guerrero did. And he beat him in more convincing fashion. Albeit, you know, and it was a good win because Joel Casamayor was the Ring Magazine and lineal champion at 135 at the time. You know what I mean? So Juan Manuel Marquez beat the man who beat the man. You know what I'm saying? You check it, and he beat the shit out of him. You know what I mean? And he stopped him, I believe, in the 11th round. Okay? The Robert the Ghost Guerrero fought him later on at 140 pounds. That's not Casamayor's natural weight. And he didn't struggle with him. He beat the shit out of him, but it went 12 rounds. You know what I mean? You check it. So that's what happened with that. As far as Catsides, of course, Juan Manuel Marquez got Catsides in the ring first before the Ghost Guerrero. He beat him. He got dropped. He got put on the canvas by Catsides in another crowd-friendly fight, a pleasing fight. You know what I'm saying? A crowd-friendly fight, you know? And he beat him. He stopped him, I think, in like 9 rounds or something. You know what I mean? Okay, then there's the Floyd Mayweather fight. Of course, sorry, the Ghost Guerrero fought Catsides. He beat the shit out of him too, but didn't drop him. The fight went, I think it was a 10-rounder or something, and it went the distance. Okay? What's his name? Juan Manuel Marquez fought Floyd Mayweather before Robert the Ghost Guerrero did, but I'll admit to y'all, at least the Ghost won some rounds versus Floyd Mayweather. I had to fight like 9-3. Floyd took him to school, yes. But Juan Manuel Marquez versus Floyd is not competitive. You know what I'm saying? It's not a competitive fight, and that's just the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? Them fellas, Juan Manuel Marquez, you know, it wasn't a, you know, look, Floyd had the advantage. He was bigger than the guy. He didn't meet the weight that they was contracted to meet at, you know what I mean? I think it was like 144 or something. He came in at 146. Whatever, you know, but Floyd took him to school. That's just the truth about it, and that's what happened. He beat him every single minute, every single round, every single second of that fight, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, the Ghost Guerrero is a taller fighter, you know what I mean? He's about, I know Juan Manuel Marquez is 5'7", with a 67-inch reach. The Ghost Guerrero has about a 70-inch reach, and I think he's about 5'10", maybe 5'9", or he might be 5. Let me make sure. He's about 5'9". He is 5'9", yeah. Okay, so he's definitely got the height and the reach. You know what I mean? So a lot of people might just jump out there and say, look, Juan Manuel Marquez is a Hall of Fame fighter. He's gonna beat him. Well, if he was gonna beat him, he would have fought him. You know what I mean? If he was gonna beat the man, if he could beat the man, the Ghost Guerrero, he would have fought him. You know what I mean? High risk, low reward. I'm not saying Marquez can't beat him, but the man, the Ghost Guerrero. Oh, I forgot also another common opponent they have is Orlando Salido, who Juan Manuel Marquez beat easily. Okay? He beat him. The Robert the Ghost Guerrero lost to Orlando Salido. You know what I mean? But fellas, Orlando Salido was on the steroids. You know what I mean? So that fight got called a no contest, and that's why the Ghost Guerrero got a opportunity immediately after losing to the man. What's his name? Uh, to Salido. He got to fight Malcolm Klassen, a guy from South Africa, a former two-time champion at 100 and featherweight. You know, I mean, maybe 130 pounds. He beat him, and he beat the man. Ghost Guerrero got back his title. You know what I'm saying? So that's another common opponent they have. You know what I mean? But I think the Ghost at 130, 35, he had the skills to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? Good body puncher, good in and out fighter. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't that come forward just slugging, take blocking punches with his face type of guy. When like the guy who fought the Kama guys or what's his name? What's that dude? What's that dude who beat that Omar Figueroa? You know what I mean? You check it, the Ghost had was much better than what he showcased when he moved up in weight. But as he moved up in weight, man, he had to fight like that, according to him and his pops, rather than the pure boxer he was at featherweight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? When he lost to guys, also lost to Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, but those were close fights at 147. You know? So if the man Robert Guerrero doesn't, he sticks behind his jab, and this is a southpaw. Man, the man, say what you want, the man Juan Manuel Marquez had trouble with southpaws. You know what I mean? He did. He had trouble with Manny Pacquiao for 4 fights. The fourth fight, sure enough, he put the nail in the casket and sealed the deal with the knockout. Yeah, but that fight, that fourth fight, he was getting his ass whooped too. He got put on the canvas. Sure, he put Manny on his ass too, but he hit the deck, but his face was busted up. Manny Pacquiao was piecing him up, you know what I mean? But, you know, none of the... He beat him in the third fight, though. I had him winning the third fight, clearly. You know what I'm saying? The first fight, I have it a draw. The second fight, I have it for Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So the man didn't have a walk in the park with the man Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? He struggled with the man. And Robert the Ghost Guerrero, at that point, was a better boxer than Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? A guy who uses his 1-2, fights behind the jab, patient fighter. You know what I'm saying? A guy who throws shots to the body. You know what I mean? He was a very good fighter at 135, 126, 130. You know, those were the best weight classes for Robert the Ghost Guerrero. So how do I see the fight going? I think the Robert the Ghost Guerrero, you know, I think he might start off early, you know, just like how Katsides put the man Marquez on the canvas early, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I think that the man will be outboxing him. Juan Manuel Marquez going to try to throw punches and bunches. He's going to wait for the proverbial counterpunch, what he does, you know what I mean, being the vicious counterpuncher. But I think Robert the Ghost Guerrero is also going to know and take his time and also going to be quick on the trigger, you know what I mean? You check it, timing beats speed, you know what I'm saying? Neither of them are speed demons, but I think Robert the Ghost Guerrero's height and reach could cause the man Juan Manuel Marquez problems, you know what I mean? So on that given night, really and truly, it all depends on what kind of the Ghost will show up. I already know what kind of Marquez will show up at 135 pounds. Can Marquez draw this man into a brawl? You know what I'm saying? Can he do that? I think the Ghost got an opportunity to let his hands go and try to take this fight into the deeper rounds, you know what I'm saying? And if he does that, it could be a close fight, man. this is a difficult prediction to do. You know what I'm saying? We'll never know if it'll happen because these guys are both. One is retired. Robert the Ghost Guerrero is trying to make a comeback. He's had 3 fights in his little comeback, you know. But I think this fight, man. I don't want to stay on the fence, but I think this fight might be a draw, ladies and gents. I think it might be a draw, and we will see it again. You know, it's so hard to pick who wins this fight. You know what I mean? Because Robert the Ghost Guerrero is definitely the taller fighter. You know what I'm saying? And the Ghost Guerrero at 135 was a good fighter. Good enough to come. Look what he did when he came up to 147 to Andre Berto, who's a much bigger fighter than Juan Manuel Marquez. Now I think Marquez could beat Berto, even with Marquez being the smaller fighter. But I wouldn't be surprised if Marquez would hit the deck, would hit the canvas if he fought a guy like Berto. Only simply because of the size. You know what I'm saying? Simply because of the size, you know. But I think the Ghost, man, he has what it takes to win this fight, and that's why he wanted this fight. I'm going to read you some quotes from Robert the Ghost Guerrero regarding this particular fight with the man, what's his name? Juan Manuel Marquez. And he quote, "In the past, I've tried to be respectful about it, and I've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think that he just doesn't want to get in the ring with me. You know, boxing is supposed to be about making big prize fights, and it's just too bad. I guess it's just too bad, I guess, that the Warrior has left him and that he's kind of hanging by a thread. I'm the number one contender and the mandatory to fight him. He'll honor every other mandatory, but when it comes to me being the mandatory, he's quiet like a church mouse. I guess I'm like that owl waiting in the barn, waiting for those field mice to run by. But that's funny because I've earned the right to be there. But when I got into the mandatory spot and my name was mentioned, he never acknowledged me. But every other fighter it seemed got named except me. There's a reason for that. Obviously, he doesn't want the fight." End quote. And those are words from the man, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You know what I'm saying? So, this fight, man, this is a fight I wanted to see back in the G, and that's why I'm covering it. You know what I mean? And I just wish that we got to see this fight, you know? Nacho Beristain being in Juan Manuel Marquez's corner, Ruben Guerrero being his son, the Ghost Guerrero's corner. It would have made for fireworks. A great fight, and I'm trying to tell you, it's hard for me to pick a winner. You know what I mean? It's hard for me to pick a winner, and that's why I'm going to go. It's going to be a controversial decision. You know what I'm saying? Controversial decision, split decision. I'm sorry, a majority or a split draw. Okay? A majority or split draw, and they're going to have to do a rematch. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I see it. You know what I mean? Who would I lean to win this fight? It's tough, man. It's tough to call, and that's why I have it a draw. B Marsh Boxing. I'm sorry if y'all think I'm on the fence. I usually don't do this. The other time I've been on the fence with a fighter, with a fight we didn't get to see, you could go back and look into it. Was Cannoli versus Paul Williams. I really and truly don't know who was really gonna win this fight, but I think Marquez. Look, that style that he had in the late in his career, in the lightweight, starting from the lightweight division, that style can get beat by a master boxer. Is Robert the Ghost Guerrero a master boxer? He was a master boxer in the lower weights. You know what I mean? At 126 and 130, even at 135. You know what I mean? So I probably would actually lean to him. I'm giving it a draw, but I'm probably leaning slightly 7 rounds to 5 to the man, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. But it's going to be controversial decision, and they're going to call it a draw. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. I'll catch y'all on the next one. If you're new to the channel, please share and subscribe. And check out my playlist, fights we didn't get to see. I'm gone. Peace.